Ahoy, morning breathers. It's Monday. Welcome to Monday.
Monday.
Good day. It's a little gloomy out, but it's a good day.
A little bit cloudy.
Nice.
Little cool, but I'll take that.
Listen, cool's okay.
Cool's
One more
okay.
day of cool is one less day of hot.
Yeah. Looking ahead Thursday, we got a softball game. Looks like 86 degrees. So
You don't need to bring a blanket for this one.
that gets a little on the warm side.
Indeed. Well, welcome in, everybody, on Ahoy. How was everybody's weekend? SPP, you have a good weekend?
Very quiet weekend.
Very quiet weekend.
Very quiet weekend.
Okay. Got your mic on?
I do.
Okay.
Do now.
Every once in a while, I do that.
I do now.
Every once in a while, I watch back a little bit of this and that. And I happen to watch back a little bit when your mic suddenly wasn't working.
Yeah.
But you fixed it.
Well, sometimes I, cough a little bit, wipe my nose a little bit, don't want to get in the mic, so I mute myself, and then I talk, and I realize I'm not talking to anyone.
There's nothing there.
There's nothing
It
there.
has to be hard to be because you can hear yourself talk.
Yeah, sometimes I do mute myself when I'm talking, like now, but yeah, usually I have the audio on, and you're behind just half a step, so it's a little tough.
This is the difficult position of sitting in that chair.
It's the sacrifices you make.
You do well.
I appreciate it.
You were back. You were in Cresco over the weekend. You had a good
I
weekend.
was in Cresco, had 4 grandbabies get baptized.
Got a bomb one right after the other.
It was, and they were all
Let's
up
get them
there.
dunked.
They were, at various ages, including just a couple months old to a couple years. Well, I think Twyla's 6, and but 4 of them got baptized and had a pizza party afterwards. And
Let's do that as a family.
yep, I was right with the world. So
bet.
turned out to be a good day.
Good stuff.
And I was telling you right before we went on air, the service wasn't like an hour and a half or 2 hours to get it all done. We did the service and the baptism right in the mass, I should call it. It was Catholic, but an hour and 10 minutes or so, which isn't bad considering 4 baptisms. So
It's a big event. It's a big deal.
It's a big event.
Good stuff.
Yep.
Good stuff. I didn't do anything this weekend.
I think you did. I think you hosted a big old party, didn't you?
Hosted some Shriners and had several show up for our parade for a ridiculous day.
Yep.
Weather was questionable, which I think might have hurt some attendance, but otherwise, not a bad day at all.
Yeah, I was happy to do what I was doing this weekend, but hated to miss it. It's big weekend around old Washington this weekend. It's all weekend.
Saw Nicky G out in all his glory.
Yeah,
I don't know what he's doing.
yeah, he's doing Nicky G
Doing
things.
Nicky G things. That's what I know. I also know that the Southeast Iowa Video Network is sponsored by KCTC.
Thank you, Casey.
Okay, thank you, Casey.
Casey and all the gang over at KCTC. And the Morning Breath crew, the 3 of us. Jackson Les.
Yeah.
He's still out wandering somewhere.
Just walking the world.
He's walking. We're sponsored by Hy-Vee and Hy-Vee Fast and Fresh.
Thank you,
you,
Willie.
Willie.
Thanks, Willie.
After 300 some episodes, your transitions are pretty smooth.
Are they getting good?
They're getting pretty
I couldn't
smooth.
figure out why you kind of laugh like, how the hell?
That was
What are you
good.
doing?
It was good.
Wait a minute. This just in. The TSA says that Costco IDs are not the same as a real ID.
No way. Okay. Somebody,
So when you travel,
somebody
sure
tried
you
to
have
present
your-
that at the airport or
make
what?
sure you have your real ID.
Like literally your real ID.
The real ID, not
Yeah.
the Costco. Costco ID is not the same.
Okay.
I just felt we should public service.
Right.
That's what we provide.
I have a library card. Does that?
I would, I venture to say no.
No.
I have my old university ID. Would that work?
I'm going to again say no.
Okay.
I think they're pretty. It might though. Might.
I think student IDs actually
It actually might
carry a little bit of
be
weight.
one, because if you don't have the real ID, you might have to have 2 things. So like your passport,
I don't have a passport.
SPP. How do you expect to go anywhere without a passport?
I didn't have one till this year. First time ever. Never had a passport until January of this year.
Well, you didn't expect to go anywhere, apparently.
And I didn't go anywhere. So I went to Mexico once, but they let me across and back. So,
Yeah.
but just across the border.
So it might, student ID you might have to need like 2 things or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
TSA.
As long as you just can't fly, basically.
Yeah, they're working through that, but as you said, we had 18 years to get this.
Yeah. Yeah. It didn't.
So if you didn't get it, it's kind of your own fault.
Shouldn't have snuck up on anybody.
Yeah. Whoopee.
Yeah.
I meant to get that.
Yeah. Exactly.
So people are dealing with that. Don't. It's fine to carry your Costco with you.
Yeah.
ID. But
Jimmy
TSA is
says.
gonna frown.
Jimmy says once you get a passport, never let it expire. That's your hint for the day. I don't know. Bad things happen. Do you burst into flames or?
I don't know. I didn't let mine expire.
Yeah.
I guess don't expire when you're traveling because you might not be able to come back.
There you go. Yeah, check the dates before you leave the country.
Mm-hmm.
May not get back home.
Yeah, you may not get back home.
Although I'll tell you that some other countries, specifically in the Caribbean, if you don't follow their rules, it gets a little hairy. Believe me.
You had an experience.
I've had one. And so this stuff about what's going on in the United States, this wouldn't happen in the island of, where was I? Tortola. Mm-hmm. I didn't have a plan to get back. I didn't buy a plane ticket back because I didn't really know what time I was leaving, what day I was leaving.
Right.
They frowned upon that.
they did no one-way tickets.
With the, with the armed guard kind of frowned upon. Go in the back room.
Right. With the guy with the machine gun.
Uh-huh.
That'll wake you up.
Eyes were opened.
Get your
Eyes were
attention a
opened.
little bit.
So just a little tidbit.
Yeah.
Have a plan to get out of Tortola.
Exactly. Well, we were on the cruise and then went. I think he's in Cayman, and went to the beach. But you have to go back through customs, or not customs, but basically there's a big holding pin that they have to let everybody in. So they have to check your passport before you go back in, and something happened. I didn't have it or something, but they were just kind of like. This is because I was with my wife and she had hers, and I can't remember what it was. And they're like, "Yeah, you're fine," and let it in. It's like it was pretty obvious I was a cruise passenger and I was not native Cayman that was gonna stay on.
Was it the White Sox that gave you away?
It might have been the sandals with the White Sox. I think they're like, whatever. You get back on the boat.
You
Even
need
if
to
you're
go.
not supposed to be there, it doesn't matter.
You're getting off of this place.
You're not gonna stay here anymore. They're like, okay, you can go.
Good stuff.
Yeah. So Jimmy's here this morning.
I was just getting to say who needs to say hello.
Jimmy checked in first, followed closely by Jeff and my mom, Denise. Jeff wants to see Ridiculous Day photos.
Oh, Sue Pig.
It's-
Arkansas just whooped the snot out of somebody. I forget who
I
they
think
played.
he said they played Tennessee, didn't they?
They played Tennessee and just beat the snot out.
Well, all right. Woo pig.
So I think-
it's not Sue Pig.
Sue Pig,
Woo pig.
Jeff, clarify.
Woo pig. Woo. Is that right?
Not whoopee days.
Huh?
It's Woo Damn Pig.
Woo damn pig.
damn
That's
pig.
right. That's it.
Who damn pig? I can't remember everything.
Yeah. That's all right.
So I did watch a little bit of that baseball game. Not very much because it was well in hand. for
Yeah, he says,
Arkansas.
yep, Tennessee. So,
Well, they played before. Didn't we decide that?
yeah. Yeah. There's Cindy checking in. Woo pig suey, he says.
Ah, see? It
Woo
was a
pig.
combination.
Woo pig suey. Woo damn pig. We like woo damn pig.
Woo damn pig is what just rolls off.
Woo
better.
damn pig.
Woo Damn Pig.
So now is that is Arkansas in the World Series now?
And I don't know what
Because I
round they're
thought
on.
UCLA, if they won yesterday, they were in the World Series.
It could be. So they have regionals and they have super regionals, and then you get in. I don't know what round they're on, but could be. Don't know.
Jeff will tell us.
Jeff will tell us, but I don't know.
Iowa's out. I guess I lost interest.
Yeah,
I'm trying to stay interested, Jeff. Just watch Arkansas.
Yeah, I haven't. Speaking of low interest, Jeff says yes, they are in the World Series. Speaking of low interest, apparently nobody bought or watched the Indiana Fever versus Chicago Sky game the other day, Saturday, on national television.
Oh,
Tickets
it was
were
on national
It
television.
was on CBS. Tickets were $3 to watch it live. I think Angel had 4 points.
Well, I'm sad for her.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was. What day was it
I
on?
think it was Saturday.
Okay.
I only remembered because I get notifications. I'm signed up to get notifications for Fever games, and it popped up, and the Fever won by like 30.
Good.
Yeah.
But nobody watched it.
Well, I haven't seen the numbers, but I can't imagine it was highly watched.
CBS. That's a chance you take.
It is. And I mean, well, if you bought tickets, especially for Iowa, they're playing. I guess I don't know if they played in Indiana or Chicago. I don't know which, but I think it's in Chicago.
Chicago, because they were supposed to be in the
United Center. That's right. So, but especially in Iowa, I mean, that's pretty darn close. That in Minnesota, right? So I'm guessing people bought their tickets to go watch the game in Chicago, and then no Caitlin.
Yep. She's got to be getting close.
Well, it's the end of the 2 weeks, and then she was going to get reevaluated.
Okay.
So we don't know what's happening after that.
Boy, it still amazes me the power that she wields. Just her presence.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Well, we've talked about this exhaustively, but she's like responsible for like 25% of all WNBA revenue.
It's just crazy.
And like the most NFL, the most any one person is responsible for is like 1.8% or something. Maybe it's more than that, but it's not a lot. But my mom, who's turned into a diehard, she says she watched the game.
Well, that kid, Martha. This just in. 236-year-old, million-year-old excrement fossil has been found. Determined butterflies have predated flowers.
Was it out back in the outhouse, or?
You don't know where they found it? Didn't say where. Think about that.
So many things.
It just came into the wire. I'm through the wire. My phone.
So did somebody
Now
just
what are you gonna say?
somebody just strolling around? Well, first of all, that's breaking news that get pushed.
That's
here.
unbelievable news right there. The scientific world is going crazy.
So,
We didn't think that butterflies were going to predate flowers.
I mean, I always say what came first, the butterfly or the flower.
right.
We talk about
apparently the excrement.
Yeah.
Something ate the flower. Okay, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, it's all right. Jeff says he likes the breaking news segment, Tim. So breaking news, there's excrement. Did somebody just walk along and go, well, that looks like crap, like literally.
Guess I was right. That is crap.
That is crap.
Yeah, there's not a lot to it. It's breaking, so there's still investigating stuff going on.
Yeah, I get some of those breaking news things too. And it's like, dude, why you what? That is not breaking news. I can't even give a good example right now, but that's a good example.
That's a fairly good example,
Yeah.
both of those.
Yeah.
But I think all very important things that we can start our day with.
Now we know. The more you know.
I mean, who would have thought?
Do you know what that probably pushed out of my brain to store that information now?
What?
I don't know. Now something had to leave to
Woo
put
damn
more
pig?
in. Woo damn pig.
Woo damn-
Exactly.
Woo damn pig is gone.
Woo damn pig had just left my
We
brain.
just got it back. What do you have on page? Do you have something on page 2 that I don't have?
Yeah, I got a story. Pennies. So we talked about pennies. They're going to discontinue the pennies.
Have I got a story for you?
Yeah. So here's some more about the penny. So will pennies be more valuable as collectors if the U.S. stops making them? Logically you think, okay, they're going to stop making them, so that they become valuable. And they said it's doubtful because the U.S. Mint is about to make 3.2 billion pennies, or did make 3.2 billion pennies in 2024. So there will be billions of 2025 pennies available, which tends to devalue them as for collectors.
Yeah, but the old wheat pennies, they're still good.
They are. They're worth, what, 10 cents?
I don't know. I was going to go 1.2%.
Yeah, maybe. That may be right. So getting rid of pennies will save the U.S. money because as we know, it costs more to make them, right? But the U.S. Mint not making pennies will save about $56 million in material costs with additional savings from better and more efficient production, which there's a number somewhere said total savings of about $176 million. Well, that's pretty good. Except the lack of pennies likely means more reliance on nickels, which cost even more to produce, 13.78 cents to produce a nickel. And if the U.S. Mint makes more nickels, it's actually going to increase the cost for the government.
Oh, we're brilliant.
So it's really not clear how much cost savings the government will realize by eliminating the penny. There is a bill, apparently, H.R. 1270, introduced in the House that technically Congress has the power to eliminate currency, but also proposes getting rid of the nickel.
Get rid of it all.
Yeah. Well,
Everything should just be a flat, straight dollar amount.
Well, so here's the catch, which you're not going to like.
I know. You want to go digital.
For the time being, merchants can keep prices as they are, but the 18 to 20% of Americans who rely on cash only
I'm one of them people, SPP.
could eventually pay a rounded up price based on 5-cent increments.
I choose to pay rounded down price, Mr.
I'm not sure you get that choice.
Then you can take your item back and I will go elsewhere.
If you use your card, they can do pennies because it's not real, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're using cash, round up. Do you imagine you can go to the retailer and just say, "Yeah, I want to round down, don't round up," and they'll be like, "Oh, okay, Mr. Elliott, that's fine."
They'd likely say that.
Yeah, probably. Skipper, Skipper, we'll go ahead and do that for you.
Yeah. This is all a big ploy to get to digital currency. I think which I am, 1,000% against.
I know you've kind of been hinting around about that, and it never really sunk in until right now that you can still go pennies if it's digital because it's not a real penny, right?
That's right.
And so I agree. They're pushing everything.
They want that bad.
Yeah, cashless.
7:31. I believe we should take a break. What say ye, SPP?
Yes.
We'll be right back.
Introducing Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every meal is a delight. Start your day with our mouthwatering breakfast options and savor flavorful lunches with friends and family. Cap off your day with our delectable dinners. Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every moment is delicious.
I love helping people. I always wanted to help people. That's what I love the most.
We do a really good job of growing our own, but also we are able to take your skills, adapt them to what we need, or grow them as well.
Our leadership group here, they are actively involved, always supportive of our new ideas and innovation here at the hospital.
Washington County Hospital and Clinics. Apply today.
At SeaFirst Credit Union, we're all about making connections, like how we connect you with a flexible financing you need to install that all-season room or remodel your kitchen with a home equity line of credit. Connect with SeaFirst today and see why together is better.
Ahoy, morning breathers. Happy Monday. Welcome back. It has come to my attention that I had forgotten to make introductions. We have Boss Man Matt with us.
Ahoy, Skipper.
Ahoy to you. We have SPP in the house.
Ahoy, Skipper.
Ahoy to you, my lad. And yes, I am the skipper.
You are the
I
skipper.
am the skipper. What? This just in.
Breaking news.
More breaking news.
Breaking news. This is a hot Monday. The smallest violin in the world is thinner than a human hair.
Well,
So
So it's not just a saying. There's a
plays that
real
thing?
smallest
No, it's a
violin.
real deal.
it's a real deal. How
plays it?
How do you play it? The strings have got to be thicker than the violin. So does that
Tiny, tiny.
does that include the strings?
it's thinner than a human hair. Again, it's breaking news, Matt.
It is.
Well, when Mr. Krabs did it in SpongeBob, it was about as big as one of his claw pinchers. So it was very small
It's very small.
when I saw him.
See, we did not have the SpongeBob perspective until Peter joined us almost a year ago.
Oh, by the way, that excrement was pre-SPP.
Many
Follow up.
many and many pre-SPPs ago.
Mini pre-SP.
Many pre-SPPs ago.
Oh my gosh. Let's see. We had there was a horse race, and I missed that too.
Belmont?
Was it the Preakness? Oh, Belmont?
Belmont.
Didn't even know.
Yeah, it's a long one, I think.
Mile and a quarter or something?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Long one.
Who won?
Well, journalism won the Preakness, if you recall.
And got second in the Derby.
Got second in the Derby. And who they get second to in the Derby?
Yeah, I can't remember anymore.
Sovereignty.
Sovereignty.
And it came down to those two again at the Belmont. Journalism got nosed.
Oh. So Sovereignty won too and skipped the Belmont because it was too tight of a turn. So
Could have been a Triple Crown
could
winner.
have been a Triple Crown winner.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
But not.
There we had that.
I didn't even realize that the Belmont Preakness, whatever.
Well, that's because all the all the advertising was about Indiana and Chicago.
Yeah, it was. Whoops.
They spent their whole walk for nothing.
I didn't even know it happened. Once the Triple Crown's off the table, you just kind of. The only reason why I care about any of this is because there's a horse named Journalism.
That's the only reason I'm following it.
Right. Other than that,
You were pumped like I've never seen you pump before.
it's a win for journalism.
Big win for journalism.
We needed it.
Big win.
You do need some wins.
We need some wins. So a win for journalism in any form or fashion. We'll take it.
I got it. Well, I'm chonking ice.
That's all right.
Let's see, what else was I thinking about? Oh, I read this morning. The French Open was this weekend.
Totally missed that too.
Do you watch any tennis?
Jack does.
Jackson does.
So sometimes I'll come home and he'll be watching the French Open.
Well, if you didn't have anything to do for 5.5 hours, you could have watched the men's final.
5.5
That's how long
hours
it took.
for just the final.
Yeah,
Oh my
What, do you go
God.
5 sets?
I believe so.
The whole 5
I didn't-
yards?
Look, I can't watch it that long anymore. When I was younger,
Anymore? Did you ever watch 5.5 hours worth of tennis?
I don't know. Probably didn't take that long. I was going back to Beyond Borg days and John McElroy.
Right.
McElroy?
McElroy.
Or McEnroe?
McEnroe. There it is.
Like say McEnroe's a golfer.
McElroy's a golfer, right, Rory?
So I used to watch it. I used to be kind of invigorated by it. It was exciting. You had some characters. Jimmy Connors was a fan favorite.
Yeah.
Lefty.
Yep.
So that's when I used to watch it. I don't recall anything taking 5.5 hours.
Who won?
I don't know.
5.5 hours later. These guys worked their butts off for 5.5 hours. And you
I
don't even
do
know who
know.
won.
I didn't watch it. I thought I'd spur some conversation.
Yeah, and you
Apparently
did.
I haven't.
And well, yeah.
I know Coco Gauff won the women's French Open, I
American
believe.
on the women's side.
Nice.
And she turned 21 like 3 days ago or something like that. So
What a great birthday. Here we go.
big win.
Jeff says Carlos Alcaraz.
That's right.
Spain.
From Spain. Yep.
5.5 hour match to win a second straight French Open.
Didn't know he won the first one.
Man, that's a long time to be playing in the red clay.
Yeah.
To get those stains don't just come out of your socks.
You get new socks after
You just
that.
throw those
Well,
socks
once you
away.
win, you can just get a whole brand new thing of
Well,
socks
but I think
from the
that's part of the
sponsors.
winner's thing. In the cup that they get you,
There's
new
a bunch of socks in there.
There's new socks.
That's big.
Or there's detergent. And you throw
It's just some
throw
bleach.
stuff
Some
and just-
OxyClean.
Yeah. Exactly.
Some Arm & Hammer.
It's good old Arm & Hammer.
Yeah. Speaking of which, there's a doc about Arm & Hammer and Army Hammer and the whole Hammer family.
The
Documentary. We just watched most of it last night.
What are the odds of this happening at this very moment?
I know.
You said Arm & Hammer, and you watched a documentary about it.
Yes, it's just weird. And not only that, but my wife turned it on. She found it, and so I didn't even know about it, but we watched it. It's interesting.
Jeff, I think this is the most breaking news we've had all day.
Army Hammer. I watched a documentary about Pee Wee Herman last week.
I have heard about that one.
It's actually pretty. It's actually, I don't know, entertaining, informative. I don't know. It's interesting.
I don't know if I could do it.
Yeah, I did. It's a 3-parter.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. It's interesting. So one story I read out.
Oh, okay.
This has happened in China.
You're tired of looking at this page, aren't you?
I am. I just want to get this out. It's nice to have as a backup. Anyway, the woman's hand became stuck in her boyfriend's mouth, so they had to visit the hospital. They were testing whether her hand would fit in the mouth when the muscles around his mouth spasmed, preventing him from pulling her hand out. The man's face turned red and began salivating, and his teeth were clamped down on her hand. Felt like my hand was stuck in a meat grinder, she said. At the hospital, doctors administered muscle relaxants to the man, and after about 20 minutes, the woman was able to remove her hand. She just wanted to see if it fit. It did.
You have such a big mouth. I think I can get my hand in it. No, you can't.
Well, it did. It did finish.
Oh yeah.
Fit, so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'll show you.
So I want to know how they explain that to the Uber driver to get him to the hospital. It's like, I need you to pick us up, but we have to both be able to get in the same.
He didn't drive?
Well, actually, didn't say. Maybe they did. Maybe, yeah, that'd be.
He had
better.
2 hands.
Yeah, he had 2 hands available. You just drive.
Yeah, but you couldn't. Well, yeah, you probably could. Seatbelt, safety first. Could you get her seatbelted in?
Yeah, I don't think you can get them both seatbelted in.
I don't know.
I'm thinking they Ubered.
Well, so okay.
Could have walked.
They could have
Maybe it
walked.
was in the city, they walked.
down the street. Exactly. Just
A brisk walk.
Hey, there goes Susie and Bill. What? Why has she got his hand in her hand in her mouth?
I wonder if my hand fits in your mouth.
That's something that Patty has never once said. She has never once said. I think I'd like to try and put my hand in.
But she probably knows the story.
She likely.
She probably knows the story and didn't want to get in that situation.
Good indeed. 7:42. I think we should take another break so we can get set for the day.
Indeed.
All right, we'll be right back.
In the heart of rural Iowa, where community matters most, the connections we make are made to last. Meet KCTC, your hometown internet, phone, and TV provider. At KCTC, we're not just about technology, we're about people. Our dedicated team are your neighbors, committed to bringing you top-tier services right where you live. We believe in giving back to the community that raised us. Experience the power of a real connection with KCTC. Join us in building a stronger, more connected Southeast Iowa.
Attention Hy-Vee shoppers, introducing Hy-Vee Perks, your ticket to exclusive savings and rewards. Access exclusive perks, prices, earn gas discounts, and unlock special deals. All this for free. Join Hy-Vee Perks today and start saving.
Bring the kids, share the memories, celebrate 75 years of traditions at the Midwest Old Threshers Reunion. Relive the magic of steam engines, antique cars, and trucks, tractors, gas engines, and horses. Whether it's your first visit or a cherished tradition, you'll enjoy the delicious foods, the thrill of an Old West shootout, and the excitement of nightly grandstand entertainment. For 75 years, this has been the place where memories are made at the 2025 Midwest Old Threshers Reunion, August 28th through September 1st in Mount Pleasant, Iowa. Visit oldthreshers.com for more details.
The Connie and Amanda team is dedicated to giving back to our community by actively engaging with our clients, businesses, and the public. When it comes to helping you find your next home, investment, or commercial space, the Connie and Amanda team is here for you.
Ahoy, morning breathers. Welcome back to Monday morning, where we've got an interesting show.
We have. So two comments popped up. First, Jeff says that I assume he's talking about the French Open finished right before the first pitch in Fayetteville. So Jeff apparently watched 5.5 hours of tennis and then watched the baseball game right after that.
Well, it could have been, or he just caught the tail end, because why watch 5.5 hours when we could watch the last 20 minutes?
20 minutes and get the same thing. Yeah. And Cindy says maybe she just wanted to shut him up and her hand was the easiest thing to shove in his mouth. Apparently it was a bet.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
Well, guys talk too much.
okay.
Except on this show.
Except on this show.
We need to talk.
We have to.
SPP, should we get set for the day?
I think we should.
All right. Do your thing. Do your thing.
Let's get set for the day. It is Monday. It is the 9th day of June. This is episode 326. The time, 7:45 a.m.
For those counting at home, this is 326.
326. Temperature right now in Fairfield, Mount Pleasant, Washington is 59 degrees across the board. Partly cloudy today with a high of 72 and a low of 52. I'll take it. Today's headlines from SoutheastIowaUnion.com. You're trying this thing where you're not interrupting me thing, aren't you?
I am absolutely
riveted,
enthralled by your speakage today.
Pekin and Kyoto school districts to share a superintendent. Henry County supervisors hear pushback on open burning ordinance.
But wait till you get to the day in history. It's going to make sense why I brought it up.
All right, I know. Yeah, and police reported a stabbing in Washington.
Didn't happen at 119 South Avenue B.
It happened on North Iowa. Whew. I don't know, with a kitchen knife. Yeah. Read more about that in Southeast Iowa Union. Actually, it's online, SoutheastIowaUnion.com.
I think I have that bookmarked.
Yeah, SoutheastIowaUnion.com. Sports tonight, Mount Pleasant baseball and softball both travel to Keokuk for a pair of doubleheaders, while Fairfield hosts Washington baseball and softball in their own doubleheaders tonight. This day in history.
Just in. Oh, false alarm. Go ahead.
On this day in history, on this day in 1973, pre-SPP, American Racehorse Secretariat won the Belmont Stakes by an unprecedented 31 lengths.
That was like the second place finisher finished like the next day.
I know. So you've seen that video, right?
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I think we talked about this last year too, probably. But that video is amazing. Have you seen it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jesus, Secretariat was at 31 lengths is a
31 lengths is a long time.
They were really just kind of guessing.
Yeah,
I had to go back and read the footage and do some, get some NASA scientists involved to figure out how far that was.
Yeah, no kidding. Like they had to measure and do math.
It's and figure circumference because it's probably around the corner.
Around the corner, and yeah, Secretariat won the Triple Crown that year. Needless to say. He'd earlier won the Derby and the Preakness. Peter, random joke, random quote, or random fact.
Today is a random fact day.
You put a lot of thought into that.
I had to think about it. I forgot what we did on Friday.
It's a good choice because there's a bonus random fact also. But the first one is silverback gorilla can lift over 1,763 pounds.
That's nice. But they can't beat 100 men in a fight.
Yeah, I'm still. I understand that the scientists are against me, but I'm taking the gorilla. Still taking the gorilla.
If Andre the Giant were still here today, he'd take that gorilla one-on-one.
No. He would not.
I am not entering this conversation.
The bonus random fact, apparently there's a thing called ferret legging, which is an endurance sport in which competitors attempt to keep ferrets trapped in their pants for as long as possible.
Well, that sounds like a blast. Good Lord.
How do you even get into that?
I don't know. How do you break into the ferret legging circuit?
My father was a ferret.
Exactly.
My grandfather was
world champion.
I don't think they show that on ESPN Ocho.
Yeah, that's a tough one for Ocho.
Give him a minute.
Give him a minute.
Oh, gosh, I missed this whole one thing. National Donald Duck Day. You were waiting for me to go kind of crazy.
Actually, it was not a very exciting day today as far as stuff. Donald Duck
There was a lot of breaking news.
There was a lot. No, I'm saying as far as national days, not a lot.
Well, this is not a bad thing. National Strawberry Rhubarb Pie Day. There's nothing wrong with a little strawberry rhubarb pie.
Nothing wrong with it.
I'm good.
You're good?
Mm-hmm.
Can't do rhubarb?
Not a big rhubarb guy.
So those pies, and Stacy made some rhubarb bread not too long ago. There's so much sugar in those things that you can't taste the sour of the rhubarb.
We really should just call it sugar pie.
They could just call it sugar pie because there's a lot.
Something that's really cooked in there that you don't even taste anymore.
Right. Yes. It's a lot of sugar.
Wheelbarrows full.
Kind of. So
today's takeaway, boss man.
Well, I don't have a fully formed one, but I think it has to be something about a butterfly flowers and ancient excrement. That's my takeaway.
We can learn a lot from excrement.
I can't. Somebody else can study that. I'm just going to be fine over here.
Okay. SPP?
I learned that it takes many generations of ferret legging to become a champion at the sport.
It doesn't happen overnight. Very good.
Takes time.
I learned if we utter the word Arm & Hammer, suddenly Matt has watched, oddly enough, a documentary on one of his many, many channels that he streams on Mr. Hammer.
That's on HBO Max.
HBO Max. I would have never guessed that in 1,000 years.
No.
So,
but I guess I did because I brought up.
And in case you're interested in it, it's pretty heavy. They're not a nice family.
Okay.
So
they cutthroat in the detergent world.
Well,
it's rough.
He actually is in the. I don't know how that ties to Arm & Hammer, but his name was Arm & Hammer. He actually owned a oil company.
Oh.
And so
Big Oil.
Yeah, Big Oil, and then Armie Hammer's an actor. That's the 4th generation. He's like relevant right now, and also they're not nice people.
Okay. Well, enough about them because we're having a happy Monday.
Yes.
Thank you all for joining us today. Thank you for your comments. That was all very good. Good stuff. We shall be back tomorrow. I don't know who's ever going to be here. I think
should be Rachel tomorrow.
Get Rachel. We'll at least have somebody besides us.
Exactly.
Because you're getting a healthy dose of us.
Yes, it has been.
So have a happy Monday. We'll be back tomorrow. Until then, ahoy.
Ahoy.